So what is going on, everyone? Fernando Silva here with another video, and we have a rainy, kind of hurricane-filled day here in Florida, so I thought today would be a great opportunity to talk about these two dongles that I've been using and kind of playing around with that I thought it'd be worth sharing because we have a iPad variant and then we have a MacBook Air and MacBook Pro variant with that double USB-C on there. So without further ado, let's take 5 minutes and talk about exactly what these dongles are all about and if I recommend them or not. But let's get into it. So these dongles are by a company called Hyrta. I don't really know if I'm saying that correctly or not, but it's Hyrta, and I found them on Amazon. And the main reason I was looking into one is because I wanted a portable version of what I currently use on my desk, right? So, and then especially with the MacBook Air. So currently I have my Stone 2 Bridge USB-C kind of hub on my desk, but like I said, I wanted something more portable, but also that had kind of the same amount of power. So stepped in this Hyrta one, and this has 3 USB-A ports, 2 of them being 3.0 transfer and fast charge. You have a micro SD and SD card slot. You have a VGA, you have an Ethernet, you have a headphone jack, you have another USB 2.0, you have a USB PD power pass-through with a USB-C port that goes up to 100 watts, and then you have 2 HDMI ports. So that makes it an absolute 12-in-1 tank on the go, and like I said, with this double USB-C power pass-through, it allows up to 100 watts of power as opposed to the other one that only has a single USB-C port because it is more compatible with the iPad Pro, and that gives you up to 60 watts of power pass-through. So if you guys want a little bit more power, especially if you're going to be using 2 HDMI ports and 2 external monitors, you might want to go with the 100-watt variant for the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. And so far it's been working great. The main thing that I did want to test out was how dual display worked on an M1 MacBook Air, because right now the only way to get real dual monitor support for an M1 machine is you gotta buy a bunch of dongles, you gotta get like dual links, it's a bunch of stuff that I haven't really looked into, but it's not natively supported by Mac or by Mac OS on the M1 MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros and Mac Minis. Now if you still have the Intel version of those machines, this thing will work perfectly fine. You don't need to download any drivers or anything like that. But if you do want to get double display with an M1 machine, there is one thing that you have to download. You have to download the dual display driver, which I'll link down below. And even then, you can still use double monitor support, but for some reason, maybe it was only my situation, but I have a ultra wide monitor, and then if I plug in a second monitor, right? So if I use it just for my ultra wide monitor, it works perfectly fine. If I do one external display, one ultra wide monitor with the MacBook Air with this dongle, no problems. But when I plug in a second monitor, both of them populate, but then I get letterboxed on my ultra wide monitor. Now I think that's something to do with the fact that it's an M1 processor. It's not natively meant to support dual monitor support, but again, it's there. It does technically work, and you can have up to 3 screens running on the M1, which is awesome. But again, you do get letterboxed, and I could not find a way to figure that out or to fix that. But then if you do have an Intel MacBook Pro or any other Intel pretty much computer, then you're good to go. Dual monitors work no problem whatsoever. But overall I like it. I mean, again, the main reason I got this dongle is because I wanted a more powerful on-the-go USB-C dongle. And again, this is a 12-in-1. So you have a bunch of different I/O. And just to recap, you have 4 USB-A ports, 2 of them being 3.0, 2 of them being 2.0. You have micro SD and SD card slot. You have 2 HDMI ports, VGA, Ethernet, headphone jack, and then finally that power pass-through for USB-C. And then finally, in terms of design, obviously a lot of these USB-C dongles are going to fit that Apple aesthetic. They're made out of aluminum, right? They're nice and cool to the touch. It's got about, I want to say, a foot-long cable, right? With the, again, dual USB-C ports. So if you do have an M1 machine, then most likely this is going to take up both of those ports. So you will be able to charge and use this guy if you need to use any other I/O for your MacBook Air. But that's pretty much what I do for this video. I just wanted to make a quick, accessory video. I haven't done one of these in a while. Get back to my roots of just some good products that are coming into the studio that I wanted to review. I'm going to link both of these down below if you guys want to check them out. Again, this is the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro variant. The other one is a single USB-C port, which will also work with both of those M1 MacBooks, but will also work with your M1 iPad Pro and all the way down to the 2018 iPad Pro as long as you have a USB-C port on there. So let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a comment, say hello, happy 4th, and until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.